Dungeon Crawler Network presents Tales of Tamriel.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen of the internet. I am Aggelos, and welcome back to episode 106 of Tales of Tamriel, brought to you by the Dungeon Crawler Network, and of course our sponsors over at patreon.com/Dungeon Crawler Network. I hope you all have a wonderful day, because we got a lot of stuff to talk about. I'm joined by my ever-present co-host, Avi Optimal. How are you, sir?
Hail Sithis.
Hail Sithis. I erect the spine of amazingness at the moment. So
That's what Nate would say if he was here.
That's a pretty nice mug you got there, Avi.
Thanks.
But I think I'm gonna have to up it. Just gonna sit here for a minute, drink some of my Angry Orchard. Good times.
Good times. I'm jealous.
Yeah, I had to one up. If anyone who hasn't been following me on Twitter, I got to meet up with Quest Gaming Network's Rob, aka Rage Philosophy, last night, and we had a good time. We met in Gettysburg, and of course, I got a mug that has my name on it. Another drink. Oh, it's good. Good stuff. So I guess the show is also brought to us by Rob, aka Rage Philosophy, and his amazing mugs.
Yeah.
Product placement. There you go. I want beer. It's great. Now, I'm actually drinking an Angry Orchard right now. The Granny Smith apple one. Oh, it's so good. So good. So good. Whew. All right. Chat room. Hello, chat room. Thank you so much for showing up. I see Ark in chat right now going, oh, you had to show off that amazing mug, didn't you? I really did. I really did.
It really had to happen.
It was something that had to happen. Absolutely had to happen.
It's probably going to happen every episode.
Well, yeah, it has Dungeon Crawler Network right on it. See that? Yeah. Sinful Apple is the best. From Glassnear in chat said that, and I'm like, I have some of that too, but I'm not a big cinnamon fan, and my two favorite savors are sweet and sour, so Granny Smith apples are both. It's just a perfect combination. What are you gonna do? Alright, well, let's go ahead and move right on into the game news, because I'm sure that's why everyone is here, is to hear about everything that we have going on in the Elder Scrolls universe today. First up on the game news docket, it is the PvP vendor, and it had nothing really good.
Nope.
Girdle of Shella's Guile, Maul of the Infernal Shoulders, and Sash of Transmutation were what is on the PvP merchant this week. I'm not using any of those sets. Actually, I'm half tempted to pick up the Sash because it does look like a pretty nice healing set.
Oh, really? Yeah, but then I'd have to go get the rest of it.
Yeah, that is a problem, and
that's the issue. With these 5-piece sets, only buying one piece.
Tamriel Drifter
it's a commitment.
In chat goes, a man shouldn't drink from a mug that's bigger than his head. Sir, you are wrong. That is the only type of mug to drink from, especially when it's filled with delicious alcohol.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I hear the little milk drinker upstairs. I think he fell and hit his head. Poor little guy.
It's not good.
Yeah, it's a shame. It is definitely a shame. Poor little guy.
Well, yeah, I already have these shoulders. I actually have the full set already, so it's the only 2-piece VR16 set I have. and I never use it. The head looks like a giant alligator.
There we go. Yeah, no, I think it's because that set, it was broken for so long, and it's kind of underwhelming in terms of what it can do. Like, it doesn't do as much DPS as even as the plain Mole Kenna. Its normal set is not that great.
Right.
I don't know. It's just underwhelming. I mean, other than the aesthetic of summoning a Daedra off the fight, which is cool looking, the coolness factor is higher than what its actual effective level is. So
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, it is what it is. So that's your weekly PvP vendor update for this week. If you're watching the show live and any of those sets interest you, go pick it up. If you're watching this come Monday, when it goes out, you're out of luck. Sorry. Unless you get in before the reset. But, I don't know if you will. Next up, we got patch 2.3.9 came out, which was an incremental patch that fixed. Man, it's like I'm drinking already. What's going on? Fixed several audio issues, including audio going missing during combat. Happened a good bit in Cyrodiil. I didn't hear it go anywhere else. A memory leak with the 64-bit client, several combat fixes, and more. The size of the patch was approximately 540 megs. That came out on Monday. So, yeah, it kind of underwhelming overall.
Yep, not much to talk about in there.
No, other than the issues with the music going off. Like, you would just randomly be playing and the music would just disappear.
I don't notice that in PvP because I usually have other music playing when I'm in Cyrodiil.
Yeah. No, I like the in-game music. So, but
I do too. But in Cyrodiil and the big battles, that's like the only time I get to actually listen to my own music because I'm not listening to dialogue and stuff. So
that's true. That's true.
It works.
James Harvey in chat: memory leak is not fixed for the 64-bit client. This is something which I love to update, or love the wording of this. It was very PR speak. They didn't say they fixed the memory leak on 64-bit. They said they fixed a memory leak. So they'd be like, even if there's a problem, oh, well, your memory leak's not the one that we fixed. So it is what it is. Glatz in your chat: one does not simply pass up 5/5 Hundings, 5/5 Clever Alchemist. No, it's a really fun set to play with. I like it a lot. All right, so another short note: ESO team was at PAX East this year, signing little autographs.
Be there.
I know, me too. Signing little autograph posters. I know they were also showing off TES Legends, which we'll talk about shortly. And just I know Lawrence Schick was there. I would have fangirled
they
out.
showed off the little Dark Brotherhood, and the guy threw the guy back and snuck behind him and threw him back and slit his neck and threw the guy down to the ground and stabbed him in the chest. And I was like, oh my god.
I had a conversation with Asari about this from Tamriel Foundry. He watched the video and he saw where he was sneaking up behind the guard, came up behind and slit his throat. And he was like, "Is that a new execute?" And I'm kind of curious to hear what your opinion in his chat room. I'm curious to hear about you, but I feel like that entire execute they showed was just cinematic. I mean, they did it in the Thieves Guild as well, where you saw Quen doing Assassin's Creed jumping between buildings, during the cinematic.
That's in the game.
It is, but your character can't do it.
Oh no!
It's
no.
It's a scripted animation.
I think the Assassins is actually a part of the game.
You really think that assassination will be something we'll be able to do?
I'm pretty positive it is.
Sorry in chat. I want to believe. I don't want to crush your dreams. I think it's purely cinematic. So yeah, like it's kind of like the King Kurog thing in Hrothgar. I would love to be able to walk up to some guy, shove my sword through him, and hold him up in the air like King Kurog does. It doesn't work that way. He does it because it's an animation, a scripted animation, and I don't feel like that attack that was so amazingly shown is going to actually be there.
They focus so much on the sneaking behind people inside of the. We'll get to that video, but
yeah,
they focus so much on the whole sneaking behind them and assassination. I think it's going to be in the game.
Okay,
That's what the whole video is kind of about.
James Harvey says he thinks it's just a cinematic as well. Isari says he wants to believe that it actually is a real thing that we'll be able to do. So, I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. I was just curious what you guys thought. Actually, that would... Aloha in chat. Hello, Aloha, says that she thinks it's a cinematic as well. Josh Graham, if there was a single-player game... If this was a single-player game, maybe. May not be, but I don't think it would be possible. Like Ag said, maybe just something scripted that someone you work with during a quest line. Yeah. That's what I'm feeling.
We'll see.
Yeah, well, we'll totally see. And speaking of totally seeing, we'll probably totally see it on Monday. That's the next bit of news. Dark Brotherhood is coming to the PTS on Monday, April 25th.
Wow, that happened fast.
Yeah, it really did. I kind of skipped ahead in our jump notes, but it feels a perfect little segue here. That the Dark Brotherhood is indeed coming to PTS on Monday. Well, it's not supposed to come out till the end of quarter 2. So we're looking at June time frame. But the Dark Brotherhood, which we'll talk about in a little bit during our discussion topic, does have a lot of changes. And one of those, removal of veteran ranks. They may really want to test it because they're actually redoing the entire mob attributes as well, because now mobs are no longer going to have veteran rank titles. So there's not going to be like, oh, the silver has 1 through 5, the gold has 5 through 10. Veteran ranks, they're all going to be done through champion points. So all the mobs are getting redone as well.
Yeah, definitely. So get in there and test it because they need all the feedback they can get.
Yeah, it's the only thing I can think of is that's the only reason why they'd go out so early. So early. Yeah. All right. Well, before we get into Dark Brotherhood, which is our main discussion topic for this week, we do have some other news which I really wanted to talk about. And that is they officially started the beta signups for the Elder Scrolls Legends.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and show this little video they did showing kind of how the gameplay will work. And I kind of want to talk about it because I love card games. So let me adjust my overlay here. There we go. All right, we'll watch this video and then we'll talk about it for a bit.
Welcome to the Elder Scrolls Legends, a strategy card game featuring creatures, characters, and lore from across the history of the Elder Scrolls. Each battle begins with a hand of 3 cards. When it's your turn, you draw 1 card and gain 1 magicka, needed to play your cards. Place a card on one of 2 sides, called lanes. Some lanes have special conditions that alter the field of battle. Choose to attack a card in the same lane, or attack your opponent directly. You win when your opponent is out of health. Take enough damage and one of your runes will shatter. Each time this happens, you will immediately draw a card that could change your fortunes. Your choices, and a little luck, can tip the scales from defeat to victory. Battle anytime or anywhere, on your own or against other players. Test your might in a full campaign, in quick skirmishes, or in the arena where you'll face a gauntlet of foes. Build your collection of allies, armaments, and magic. Combine your cards to create powerful decks. Train your cards to increase their power. Choose your strategy. Choose your path. Choose your destiny. And become a legend.
Okay. As you see, a Khajiit decided to jump up on my lap right now, but it is what it is. Yes, sorry, Legends is under NDA, so we're not going to be actively talking about anything that we've seen if we were indeed in part of it. So, but we can talk about the actual video itself. I love the idea of them using lanes. So they're kind of like combining card game and MOBA at the same time, and each lane can have its own status effects. Like I know one of the things you can do is it can have like any card put in that lane may automatically get the guard ability, which is like a taunt, so you have to attack that card. You can't attack anything else in that lane, or it can go invisible, or any number of things. I think you're muted, Avi.
Yeah. I was. Hey, that happens sometimes. Oh man, and they show like a Lucian Lachance card and an Odaving card, and oh, man.
Yeah, they did. It was pretty awesome.
I was never into like Hearthfire. I've never actually played an online card game, so.
Really?
How does this look like it compares to Hearthstone?
It's a lot more complex.
Similar in a bit, or okay.
It is similar to Hearthstone in that it's a card game.
Right.
But there's a couple things that are slightly different. Now, Hearthstone has changed a lot since it first came out. Most of that is due to their new packs that they have, so all the stuff has cards. The cards have the special settings or whatever. So that's a little different, as I'm trying my best to mess with this video thing and it's fighting me.
Yeah, you can even. I like the idea that you can even update your cards. You know, I think that was always like a cool. That would have been like a cool idea. Like I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh back in the day. You know, and the idea of being able to upgrade your cards to make them a little better, give them a little more special abilities. So the power of online gaming, right there.
Right. Finks in chat says the UI is pretty bleak, but I'm interested only because it's Elder Scrolls. I actually kind of like the UI. It is dark and bleak, because so is Elder Scrolls. But yeah, other than the lanes, like when you play Hearthstone, anything in front of you is the deck you have, right? So anything in that line is your active deck that can attack the opponent. This separates out your deck by having an invisible line that if you put your cards in the left-hand side, and then your opponent does it on the right-hand side, you cannot make your card attack the one on the right hand. It has to be in that same lane. And
right. Pretty much. So like if you're in the right side, they have a guard, and they put their enemy on the left side. They don't have to attack your guard to hit your health points. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Glassier in chat, I'm very interested in the train your cards feature. It's actually kind of like supposedly like a level up type thing, where when your cards get leveled, it's like a morph, if you will. So you're able to morph the card into different things. Like, do I want the card to do this? Do I want to do that? My cat just desires to be on this show, so she's gonna try. Okay, yeah, here you go. Get up there. Yeah, it's neat how the cards will be able to level up as well. You'll be able to, when you get a base card, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to stay that way. And as you go up, it's there. Phoenix. Sorry about that, Phoenix. I saw it in chat. I wanted to mention it, but I pronounced his name wrong. So, Phoenix. Tamriel Drifter. I like the idea if they make it a cell phone or tablet version. They are. They are making it a iOS or Android version as well. But just like Hearthstone, they tested on PC first. I love how you can see the Khajiit right behind me. She's just sitting there on my shoulder. Yeah, she's Almari Dominion. She tries to sneak up on you, and then she attacks you from behind. That's how it goes. At least she's not Magica Detonation.
Thank God for that.
Right. Stamina Magic Morph.
The mobile version is my favorite part of this whole idea. Is that I'm gonna be able to play Elder Scrolls on the go. Mm-hmm. So
absolutely. I like how they have the rune system too. So as it showed, when you're playing, I'm cleaning my glasses because she rubbed up against them. Now they're all smudged. When you're playing the thing, every 5 points you get 30 health for your main character. You know, that's you. So as the cards are attacking, you lose the health. Every 5 points you lose, a rune breaks and you get a card. And it allows you to, if it's a prophecy card, it allows you to use it instantly. I've heard some people, yeah, even Ark says, no, I don't like the rune system, too much RNG. It is very RNG, because whatever, even it showed in the video about one of the cards being pulled, it was a prophecy card, and it read like, oh, it destroys another creature. It's like, oh, well, you could instantly use it to kill the thing that's trying to attack you. It is very RNG based, and I'm not sure how it's going to go over with competitive players, but it is in beta, so it may change. I don't know. Mitchell Oliver, does it have any potential to work with ESO or Skyrim 2? I don't know why you said that, sir. Skyrim 2. Avi, you love Skyrim 2, don't you?
Skyrim 2 is amazing.
No, I get what he's saying. He's saying Elder Scrolls 6.
Yeah.
They did it with World of Warcraft, with Hearthstone. Like, if you won 3 matches or something like that, it gave you a mount in the game. I would love to see some kind of interdependence between Elder Scrolls Online and this, where, like, you could get cards for doing things in ESO. Like, when you beat, let's just say you beat Valkynscoria on hard mode in City of Ash. You get his card. The only way to get his card is by playing ESO.
Yeah, that'd be a pretty cool idea.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't mind that at all.
James says, my cat cracks me up. Yeah, she just loves being around me. It's really funny. Is there a possibility of that happening, Mitchell? Only when if they combine everything to use the Bethesda Net Launcher. So everything would have to go through that, which I think they're aiming towards. That way there's a little bit of interdependence. Oh, she's laying her head on my shoulder. And I'm not saying that is what they're doing. This is independent, but it would be really cool if they did. And other games have done it. What are you trying to do, cat? So I think that would be really, really awesome. Sit back up there. She's trying to push me off here. It's really funny. Apparently she doesn't agree with me. Yeah, she does. She wants all of it. I'm wearing her like a scarf right now. It's kind of like I'm a Nord with one of those fur cloaks, but it's made of Khajiit.
The best kind.
The best kind. The best kind, indeed. Yeah. So that was Elder Scrolls Legends. I really could talk about Elder Scrolls Legends a ton, and I would love to talk more about it once we can actually talk about it, because it's under NDA. So I'll probably cover it a little bit more as we go forward. But if anyone's interested and wants to chat about it, join our Discord channel, because I'm all about talking about Elder Scrolls Legends, because I love those card games. Could it play a part in the future of ESO? It could, in, like I said, joining the two. And I will say that's the one thing Blizzard has done incredibly well, is they combine all of their titles together. That if you play one, they reward you into another, and it was a way of them going, huh, if you were only playing one, going, oh wow, I got a reward in Diablo 3. Well, I don't have Diablo 3, maybe I should pick it up. Oh wow, that guy used a Valkynscoria card. How do you get that? Oh, you get it by playing Elder Scrolls Online. Well, maybe I'll pick that up. Blizzard has a kind of an incestuous relationship with its other games, and it encourages you to play the other games when you pick up one of theirs, because of how it's just amazing how they do it. And I think it would be a great opportunity to boost both the Elder Scrolls Legends and the ESO population by merging them together in a way. I mean, you could do the same thing with Skyrim, Getting cards by playing Skyrim, and it bases off your Steam achievements. Oh, you've done this. Well, now you get the Ulfric Stormcloak card because you've ended the Silver War. Whatever.
Ooh, I want that card.
He shouts and blows another card away.
Shouts him to the ground and stabs him in the chest.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it would be interesting, and I would love to see them do something like that because it is a neat way of boosting the numbers in both your games because you know, I don't know about you guys, but when I was actively playing WoW and Hearthstone came out, I picked up Hearthstone only because of the mount that you got for winning 3 games. And then I ended up loving Hearthstone and continuing to play that and spending money on that. So it is. When you start playing Blizzard products, you're invested in all their products because they kind of force you around to play together. All right, it's time to move on to our discussion topic, and it's a big one. But first, I believe we have another video, so we're going to go ahead and watch that now before we get in. Oh, no.
Welcome, Initiate. Know this. In Tamriel, no one is safe. Especially from us.
Sweet mother, send your child unto me.
I know it's a short little teaser video, but dang, man. Dark Brotherhood.
Dark Brotherhood. Hail Sithis.
Yeah, that was that assassinate that we just saw. Hopefully it is something in-game, because that would be really awesome. It really would be cool to see something like that in the game. But before we get going, they gave us our first look into the Dark Brotherhood. And some of the things it's actually going to include joining the Dark Brotherhood and becoming an assassin for hire. Woohoo! We'll get to visit the Gold Coast, available to all characters of all levels, where you explore Anvil and Kvatch for the first time since Elder Scrolls for Oblivion. They have hours of exciting story content and quests that will have you visiting all of your favorite areas in Tamriel. So just like Thieves Guild, they're going to have you go back to other zones. Thank goodness above. New repeatable quest involving contracts and the Black Sacrament. New group bosses and delves. A new passive skill exclusive to members of the Dark Brotherhood, as well as unique costumes, motifs, item sets inspired by the deadly Dark Brotherhood. Yeah. Now, the base game has a couple other features, which is really cool, which we're talking about. The removal of veteran ranks. Poison making.
Oh.
Toggleable nameplates for all characters. Something for our console community. The ability to actually see a character name rather than your console tag name. Thank goodness. Item locking to help prevent accidental deconstruction of your most valuable items, which I was talking about with Rage yesterday. More improvements to the grouping tool that includes a ready check, vote to kick system, and updated queue timer. Updates to the Crown Store, including character slots, motif previews, and hats. CSGO, anybody? No? Alright. The crafting bags for ESO Plus subscribers are coming in. Improvements and adjustments to item traits. Ongoing Cyrodiil performance improvements. Sanctum Ophidia trial scaling, rebalancing an addition of normal and veteran mode to Sanctum Ophidia. That is awesome. Balance improvements to combat and gameplay abilities, including Fighters Guild, Skill Line, Vampires, and Stamina abilities. There we go, guys. Yeah. In addition, we have numerous changes and improvements for previous DLC game packs, including a new district capture system for the Imperial City and rebalancing of the Imperial City dungeons. So, chat room. Who's excited for Dark Brotherhood? No one? I didn't think so.
Nah, let's move on.
All right. Good show, guys. See you next week.
Yeah.
Dark Brotherhood.
So we're getting another passive skill line.
I wonder why they decided to go
I
passive.
I figured. I think it's exactly like I said last time. They don't want to block out abilities. Because you have to become a Dark Brotherhood member, so you have to own the DLC.
Right. Makes sense. Let's see. I'm trying to go through all of this. Chat room is really, really good. And hats. People are saying they like the idea of hats in the game because we've only had one so far, and that's Cadwell. Which, it's interesting. I would actually be kind of curious, to see what they're doing. Yeah, like just hat costumes.
Is that what people are excited about out of this whole list?
Well, I'm going through.
Okay.
Asari goes, I'd like to see a hat and costume system broken apart so you can have one hat with a different costume on. Makes sense. I think a lot of us just want a whole new vanity system altogether, because the current one, it's okay. And of course, the Imperial City with capturable districts. I know Glassnear and myself will love that idea, so we'll be there a lot. Yeah. Crafting bags, character slots. Avi, character slots.
Yeah, more character slots.
Do you need any more characters?
As I expected. Not really, but hey, I'll level some alts. Now that I only have to level them to level 50, I could level them all day.
Giovanni in chat, for Guild Fishing Night, hats only.
Hats only, no pants.
No pants, hats only. I actually like that. That might be a new thing we have to do. All right. Let's go ahead and start going through some of these things here. Obviously, Dark Brotherhood and the Assassin for Hire, and probably new dailies with contracts. Are you excited to see that kind of thing come into the game, Avi?
Let's see what comes in the game.
More like daily quests for contracts, being able to pick up, go to a listener.
Oh yeah. I think that's going to be a great idea. Like assassination contracts all day. Oh my goodness.
Now, I'm really curious, and I know the guys over at ZeniMax could do this, but I'm wondering how complicated some of these are going to be. Are they going to be a standard run-of-the-mill, hey, I just want you to go kill X person in Riften, and you see the target, and you just got to sneak up and kill them? Or are they going to have more...
They might have like a reward, kind of like... if you remember back in Skyrim, every time you did a thing for the Dark Brotherhood, they were like, oh, we want you to go to Solitude and kill Victoria Vici. But if you kill her while she's making her recital or whatever, then you'll get this special bonus.
See, that's what I was sort of wondering, if there was going to be special things to and I mean, they've already done that with Thieves Guild. Look at the heist missions.
Exactly, yeah.
Those
beat it under this amount of time and
not be spotted. Yeah, there's a lot of things that they have to increase the scoring. And I'm curious if they're going to do something similar with this, because the standard just run up and kill someone, is that really that big of a deal? I mean, even the sneaking to kill someone, is it really that big of a deal? I don't know. And this could be part of what Asari said, that assassinate ability. Maybe that will be something that when you do these contracts, if the contracts are instanced, like the heist, maybe you will get that ability as like a synergy type. Like you sneak up against an enemy, hit X, and all of a sudden you do the throat slash.
That's what I think it's going to be, but I don't think it's going to be instanced.
James Harvey actually just chat, will be instanced though, like heist. I don't know. I mean, maybe there will be some. But I get the impression what we'll see is we'll start seeing a bunch of new name characters, which we'll be able to test this for sure on Monday. So this is a speculation show discussion before the patch comes out on Monday. So this could be completely out of sorts by Monday. But if it's not instance, I'm going to imagine we're going to see a bunch of new NPCs, named NPCs that are attackable, just like we have normal ones now for the justice system. that walk around. They have a routine. They do their own sort of thing. And when the quests, you get them, will be like, I want you to go assassinate so-and-so in Rothgar. And you have to find them. They'll be doing their thing. Maybe they're a merchant that you have to watch and try to figure out what, is there a way to kill them? Maybe there'll be a special option. Like, I remember the spoiler, if you haven't played Skyrim, it's almost 5 years old now, so I'm really not too worried about it. But during one of the Dark Brotherhood assassination quests, when you're trying to assassinate, it's not the Queen of Solitude, but it's like during a wedding. Do you remember what
That's
it
what
is?
I was just talking about. Yeah, Victoria Vici.
Yeah.
She's the sister of the Emperor, or something along that line.
Right. I was trying to remember, but I remember one of the things you could do is like you got points to make it look like an accident, so you're able to climb up on this wall, and you were able to interact with the wall and push the rocks down on top of her head during a wedding ceremony.
Good times.
Good times. Who doesn't love crushing someone under a pile of rubble? But there were options of doing it. Like you could complete the quest by just like running and gunning, like literally running up to her and stabbing her in the face. But the Dark Brotherhood looked down on that. You would get a reward, but you wouldn't get as good of a reward if you made it look like an accident. I'm assuming we're going to see some stuff like that, which would be kind of cool. I'm hoping. And I'm loving the fact that they're going to have us revisit parts of Tamriel that we've seen before, because that was one of my favorite things they did with Thieves Guild, was that
same here.
You went back to old zones, which in reality you had no reason to ever go back to up until this point. There was an actual reason to go back, and that was really, really, really cool. Phoenix in chat, after leveling Thieves Guild skill line, I really do dailies now, so hopefully there's more variety.
Yeah, definitely. I hope the rewards go a little further too, because Thieves Guild's really nice, but I mean, for me personally, like you get those two sets, different pieces of those two sets, and one of them Bahara's Curse and the other one. And I just decon that stuff now because I already have them. So it's like, all right, I got the 5-piece set, I got it in jewelry too, I got every piece of it. So.
And Justin G chat, yes, we do start at 10 o'clock Eastern on Sundays, even though today was like 5 minutes after, but whatever. Few minutes. All right, visiting the Gold Coast again, including Anvil and Kvatch. So we talked about this in a previous episode. How far over were we going to see? We are only seeing the Gold Coast. Like someone mentioned, the Colovian Highlands were probably going to be a separate patch later, which is a shame because I really kind of wanted to see some of the other areas. But it is what it is. So we'll get to see those two zones. Are you excited about seeing those, Avi? Chat
Yeah,
room.
I'm excited about seeing Kvatch not burning and demons everywhere, unless it is burning again. I don't know, but I don't think it is. So we'll finally get to see Kvatch at its full glory.
Well, they showed us the screenshot back on the 10th anniversary of Oblivion.
Yeah, that could be the before picture.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a couple hundred years, like 800 or so. So that's always exciting.
Yeah, I'm pretty pumped. I'm pretty pumped to go back to the old Oblivion ways.
Of course, they're now adding new group bosses and delves, like they've done in every patch.
Yeah,
That's always exciting. New passive skill line for the Dark Brotherhood. Let's talk about that.
will the synergy be in there?
Will the synergy be there?
You know what I mean though? Like the 5th passive can be like unlock the, or one of the passives can be like unlock the Dark Brotherhood assassination. Maybe not.
No, that
It was a quick thought.
No, that actually is a really good thought. I like that if they were going to add that in there. As I move my cat. Gentleman Sour, the mug. I should name this episode the mug. What? My cat has things to say, so she's trying to jump up on me. But yeah, no, that would be interesting because I mean, I'm trying to remember the Thieves Guild line right now. If there was anything really good, I can't remember. Avi, you probably know.
My main concern with this is that I just can't think of what are they going to put in the Dark Brotherhood skill line that's going to be so different from Ledger Main and Thieves Guild, because everything kind of focuses around sneaking and being quiet, all three of these things. So they have to do something with the twist and the passives.
Right.
It can't just be the same thing.
I know they're talking about stamina remakes, right? Redos, or everything. Do you think that the Thieves Guild or the Dark Brotherhood will augment stamina abilities? Since, yeah, there were mage assassins, but they weren't always the highlight in most games. It's always been, the standard assassin, stab him with a dagger. Do you think the passives will affect?
I think it will be a lot more focused around stamina for sure. I don't see them taking too much into the whole magic assassination and getting that deep with it.
Right. Giovanni has a couple questions in chat I wanted to answer. Question: are you guys happy with the direction ESO is moving in? It's really come a long way since launch. Obviously, gamers are typically not 100% positive. Let's ask that one first. Avi, what about you?
Am I happy with the direction ESO is moving in? Yeah, I am. I think it's getting a lot better than it used to be. I think it's a lot more challenging now with how they're adding with the world bosses, and the new dungeons have a whole new kick to them. I mean, I haven't even finished some of the veteran dungeons or Mob Lorcage. I have a lot to look forward to now, not like the old days where I could, if I wanted to beat everything, I really could pretty quick. So I like the direction the game's going. I'm still not too fond on the Crown Store and how that's going. I don't like the idea of all the bounce and the pets and everything not being in-game rewards, but what can you do? And yeah, as James Harvey said, housing is going to be a big part that makes the game even better. So I like the direction the game's going.
Yeah, I mean, other than at this point, I don't even care about the Crown Store anymore. I mean, would I love the game to be subscription? Yeah, but that'll never happen.
Well, even World of Warcraft doesn't. I heard World of Warcraft has like a cash shop.
They do.
And their subscription too, right?
Yeah, but they don't add stuff to their Crown Store every month. Like, these guys add every month. They add like 4 or 5 things. WoW adds maybe a mount every 3 or 4 months.
Oh,
it's a little different.
See, I just wish we had more in-game rewards. That's really my biggest thing,
And I will say this: they are doing better with that. They've added new titles, they've added skins and stuff like that you get in the game for completing hard content. If you look at the Thieves Guild DLC, Mall of Lorcage, beating it on Veteran mode gets you the Domothra skin, and that's not a Crown Store item.
Right.
They added pets as a loyalty reward for owning DLCs, which I guess you could argue is tied with the Crown Store, but at the same time, it's kind of like, hey, here you go,
Well, they're like, besides the Mob Lorcage one, they're like they're rewards, sure, but they're like there's nothing special about this.
Yeah.
There's nothing I could go walk around and be proud, kind of like the 1-year anniversary mount, It's like,
I agree.
Yeah, so I mean that's what I mean by reward. I want things that you can show off and that are hard to get and stuff like that.
No, I 100% agree. And they do, like I said, with the Domothra skin. If you see someone with the Domothra skin, they beat Veteran Mall of Lorcage on VR16. That is something to be proud of. Right now, pretty much the only people I know that have it are Hodor, the guild that downed it. No one else has it. But I do agree with you. Like, I wish some of the mounts would be in-game rewards. They are moving in a good direction with adding things in. As of right now, though, like, they've added pets in the game that you could get, and they've added costumes that you could get through hard achievements. But mounts they've kept exclusively Crown Store. If they added a mount to the Crowns or to the game for a hard achievement, I would feel much better. And they're doing fantastic. Like I said, they are doing good. They are doing much better than they were before. They are adding stuff into the game. But if they added a mount once in a while, I would be completely satisfied. I really would. It's really good. Honestly, this is the best buy-to-play, free-to-play game out there. I mean, there's not many subscription MMOs out there anymore other than some of the indies, which I'm really excited for because I am a pro sub-only gamer. But giving those the triple out of the AAA MMOs, ESO is by far better than all the rest, other than possibly World of Warcraft and Final Fantasy 14, who still are subscription and everything is in the game. I know they both have cash shops, but again, they were added. They add something every 3-6 months. It's not a primary thing. It's kind of like an afterthought. I know Final Fantasy 14 adds rewards for like holiday events the year after. Like if you do it in the game the year that the holiday event went on, it's free. If they change the rewards the next year, they put the previous year's rewards in the cash shop for like $2.
Okay.
So that's to me
nice.
is a little, if you bought it there, it's like, for some odd reason I wasn't playing in 2016 and I missed the Christmas event. I'll never get the pet that was there or the special emote. Well, the next year they put it in, here's the 2016 Christmas award. Do you want to buy it? It's $2. Oh yeah, there you go. That's a little different to me. They add the items that were limited time only in the game to the cash shop. That I think is cool. Especially if you were able to earn it in the game, and then it disappeared, and then it goes into the cash shop because they're not adding in the game anymore. Those are different.
Right.
Any hints on what's coming after Dark Brotherhood? They have Housing, they have Murkmire, and Clockwork City yet that they've announced.
I have a little idea, but I can't say it because Aggelos will have to plug his ears. It's kind of
Hold on.
but
Give me 5
Wait,
Go
no,
ahead.
no, because it'll spoil it for the show too, for the viewers that haven't played it. But I'll just say at the end, as you've probably heard before, at the end of Orsinium, they give a little, they give 2 teasers to future DLCs most likely. So play Orsinium and talk to all the NPCs in the final scene, and hear what they have to say. I'll say that.
Asari says, oh no, I completely disagree. Taking in-game achievement items and putting them in the cash shop really devalues the work people did in the game. I agree to an extent there, Asari, but
Not on things like
not their holiday events, which are literally like log in, talk to NPC, click accept, you're done.
Yeah.
It was a holiday event. If it was something like, oh, you defeated hard mode, you got this, oh, we're going to add it into the game afterwards, absolutely. But is it really hard to log in during Valentine's Day, do a quest that takes 3 minutes of running to point A to point B, and all of a sudden you got something? That's I don't see an issue with that.
I see his point though. I mean, I'd have an issue with something on the line of, we'll go back to this because it's the main thing ESO has, and that's the the 1 year mount or whatever it is, the anniversary mount, the Senche. If they put that on the cash shop at some time, then that would kind of be a riot,
Oh yeah, no, I understand what you're saying.
Could be the same thing for the beta monkey.
Yeah, beta monkey.
It's like, you had to play the beta to get this monkey, so.
Yeah. I don't know. Again, as people are saying in chat, I'm very much like Giovanni, who's part of the Saga of Leucemia team. They're doing one-time items. With a game that's purely sub, I love that idea. I really do. I think mead spills out of Aggelos' body. People are stabbing me with pitchforks. I think I'm more or less talking about games that already have cash shops built into it, because people are like, oh, they shouldn't do that. I'm like, no, I agree. I hate cash shops in general, which is why I'm so happy with a bunch of these indie MMOs such as Saga and Pantheon, who are going pure sub, nothing else.
Right.
But unfortunately, the AAA industry is not that way any longer. And if we're going to talk about AAA MMOs, there's going to be some sort of microtransactions, and I hate it, but it is what it is. All right, let's keep moving because we got a bunch of stuff in here. Removal of veteran ranks. We could talk about that, but that is what it is. Get in there and test it. Poison making, though. Poison making.
Yeah, a new crafting system.
How do you see this working?
I'm guessing it's going to be something on the line of enchanting or alchemy, maybe. In the alchemy, you can mix different plants together to get some poisons or something along that line. Maybe you have to buy certain what's the word I'm looking for? Like
reagents.
Yes. and mix them together and attach them to a weapon, just like in Skyrim.
Yeah.
And then your weapon gets like a XP boost, or not XP boost, a damage boost for poison damage for a minute or something along that line, depending on the kind of poison that you equip to your weapon.
Poor Sorry in chat's like, ugh, more consumables. Consumables already play a pretty huge part in any type of competitive gameplay. PvP, you need immovable potions, and you're chugging them constantly. PvE, if your potion's not on cooldown, you're doing it wrong. Like, you're literally supposed to chug potions constantly. I currently have like 1,500 potions on me just because I need it to compete. It is what it is. I'm curious, what I'm imagining it doing is a potion being similar to the alchemy skill line, but when you apply it to a weapon, it has a certain amount of charges. Like, you know, just like enchanting, but once it's over, you have to reapply it. In Skyrim, it was a one hit. The first hit applied the poison.
Yeah, I don't think it will be like that.
I think it'll be a little more, yeah.
It'll be a buff to your weapon, pretty much.
Do you think it'll... Here's a question. Do you think it would be a buff to your weapon, like, when you use the potion, kind of like, Witcher did it with the poison, where when you applied oils to your blade, it lasted for X hits. Now, do you think that's going to be similar here, where it lasts for X hits, or do you think it's going to be a time buff where it's like, you applied a potion to your blade, or poison to your blade, and now for the next 30 minutes, anytime you hit, you have an 8% chance to cause 50 weapon damage, or poison damage?
I think it will be a time buff.
Okay.
For sure. I don't think they're going to do the whole hit thing at all. That's
James Harvey in chat actually made a perfect thing for Dark Brotherhood. Dark Brotherhood passes probably will make poison skill better, meaning the timer lasts longer, or has more procs, however they're going to do it.
Yeah, poison's definitely a good idea for passives. That's true.
Giovanni says, I see it working like enchantments on a weapon where it depletes after a few hits. Yeah, it'd be like a double enchant. Poison making. Do you think we're going to see anything like we did in Skyrim with like the paralyzed poisons, or do you think it's just going to be extra dots?
I think it's just going to be extra dots.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, a paralyzing attack. I mean, something like you can break out of if you do it in PvP.
According to Asari, he says, according to PAX East people, you equip a stack and you lose one item each time it procs. And he's like, can't verify it's 100% correct, but that would make sense too. Like, you make potions. Yeah. Oh, you have a stack of 50. You go, okay. You know, you apply it to the weapon, and it goes, 50 potion stacks, and every time you hit, you lose one. I don't know how stun... You see, but then again, this game isn't really about balance for PvP, because our PvP's not battlegrounds or arenas. So maybe they do have a stun potion where there's a chance to stun for half a second or whatever.
I could see it. I could see it working in PvE for sure. You know, lower level enemies you can do it, and then certain bosses are immune. And yeah.
Well, stuns are always immune for bosses. So there's really no use using those at all. So, yeah. Well, we'll see on Monday because I'm gonna hop in there and check it out. Item locking and crafting bags. The crafting bags being for ESO Plus subscribers. Thank heaven above. My bag space will be back. At least my bank space.
I heard they asked one of the guys at PAX East about this, and they said, so how much is it going to hold? And I believe his answer, this is his answer, so sorry for the word, but he said a shit ton.
A shit ton? Good. Yeah, because my bank is 90% crafting materials, so I'm not going to know what to do with all my bank space. I'm just going to have too much. No idea what to do with it all. All right, ongoing Cyrodiil performance, whatever. Sanctum Ophidia, this is something that I'm excited about. They are redoing the trial to add scaling, just like Maul of Lurkage. They're taking Sanctum Ophidia and making it Maul of Lurkage. We'll now have an addition of normal and veteran modes, as well as the ability to scale. That is awesome.
That is a great change for the game.
Yeah, because I love their trials. Their trials are fantastic. I don't think they'll do it with Hellra or
Up there in Archive.
Arthur and Archive because they were kind of the easy trials anyway. Sanctum Ophidia was one of their first trials that was actually difficult. Now, don't get me wrong. Some of their hard mode stuff can be difficult, but it is what it is. But the fact they went back and they're doing Sanctum, that is really, really cool because I think they probably looked at their metrics and realized not a lot of people actually finish Sanctum because it is that difficult.
Right.
Rebalance of stamina abilities. Oh, thank goodness. It might not be Elder Staves Online anymore. I don't have to play with the Magicka build, which I don't anyway.
Yeah, and vampires and the fighter guild skill line. So this will be exciting to see. I'm excited to see what they do for vampire and werewolf. They don't have werewolf written there, but we'll see.
James Harvey says, "What do you guys think about it being only for ESO Plus subs?" The ESO crafting bags. The fact that the subscription to this game gives you the exact same amount of crowns as when you buy them. This isn't like SWOTOR. SWOTOR is like, oh, you sub, but you only get 500 of their cartel points or whatever it is. But for that same $15, you get 1,500 or whatever. You know, or Lord of the Rings Online, if you subbed, you only got a small amount of crowns. Stuff like that. Like, it wasn't that... They're trying to encourage people to sub. It's like they went back and they're trying to turn this back into a sub game by not making it optional, but making it so it's why wouldn't you? Like if you were gonna buy crowns every month anyway, why wouldn't you just sub, get all the benefits of subbing, and then get the same amount of crowns you bought anyway? I think the fact that they made it so that the sub gives you the same amount of crowns as not subbing was a fantastic idea to keep their subscription numbers up. In fact, I remember even telling people who was like, I'm just going to buy some crowns. Sub for those. If you're going to buy whatever 5,000 crowns, just put it on your credit card and sub for 6 months and then just turn your credit card off. Then you get all the benefits of being an ESO Plus subscriber plus the same amount of crowns you're going to buy anyway.
Right.
There's not a negative other than the recurring sub, which you could just turn off the recurring and you still get the crowns. I remember talking with the community managers and they were specifically asking us ideas. How can we make the ESO subscription more appealing to people? And this was one of the things they came up with, and it's fantastic. I think it's fantastic, and it should stay that way. The buy to play people who just they don't play the game enough anyway. Because if they really were playing constantly, they would probably just sub. If they're just buying crowns willy nilly, they'd probably just sub anyway. So why wouldn't you? And now there's a reason to going, wow, if I really want to reclaim my bank space, these crafting bags are the way to do it.
Yep, crafting bags and all the free DLCs. So yeah, I agree 100%.
Yeah, even Glacier in chat says, I agree, and I'm a non-subscriber. It is a great way for them to encourage subscriptions. And yes, like I said, if you're going to buy crowns anyway, and this is a PSA for anyone who is a non-subscriber, when it comes time that you go, hey, I want to buy some crowns, look at the list, go, okay, it's $15 for 1,500 crowns, sub for a month and stop your recurring. Then you get the 10%, all those extra bonuses, you get access to all the DLCs, and you get the same amount of crowns as if you just bought them straight out. Just renew your sub.
Yeah, even a little XP boost.
Yeah, 10% experience, inspiration, gold drop, and something else.
Yeah.
Plus the ESO crafting bags, just sub. And then when your subscription ends, you go back to your non-sub status, and there you go. There you go. That's how it goes. James Harvey said, I'm taking a lot of crap in the official forums supporting awesomeness. Forums are toxic. They really are. And the thing is, it's the whole free-to-play crowd who's like, I should get to play any game I want for free. You know how
Not
much
this-
time
not
it
this
takes?
game.
Yeah, exactly. It's just that's why I actually still support ESO, is because they do have one of the best buy to play models out there. Buy to play, so it keeps a lot of the trolls out because there is an upfront cost. Great. Yes, they have a crown store, but the sub benefits are not like SWOTOR where it's like, oh, who cares? They actually, subbing gives you the same amount of crowns as just buying them. And you get access to all the DLC, so you don't need to buy it anyway. So the crowns are purely for the cosmetic stuff. It's a win-win in this case. It really is. Yeah. So if you're gonna go buy crowns, don't just buy the crowns. Look at the package you want, and then sub for the amount of months they give you that. I think the first one is 1 month. The second pack is 3 months, and the third pack is 6 months. It's the same cost. Or something like that. Yeah. Look at it. But you get the same amount of crowns. So, like, I'm on a 6-month recurring sub. Every time it recurs, I get... How many crowns do I get?
15.
1,500 per month, but I do it 6 months. So, that's 2... I can't remember. It's got to do math. It's like 7,000 crowns. And there you go. There's my 7,000 crowns for the next 6 months. Because it's 1,500 a month, so every 2 months it's 3,000. So 9,000. 9,000 crowns plus some change, I think it is. It's like 9,600. And unlike SWOTOR, you get all your crowns up front. Yeah, you sub, they're there, you're done. You can buy what you want, and you're subbed for that amount of time. There's not a reason not to sub in this game. Especially if you're just going to buy crowns anyway. 9,000.
So if you do the 6-month subscription, you get the 9,000 at once?
Yep,
Or...
9,000 right there.
Oh,
In fact,
guess
my
what I'm
sub
gonna
is actually
switch
going to
to doing.
resub here in like 5 days, like May. It's going to resub. And in that time, I'll get another 9,000 crowns that day.
Oh, nice.
Plus, then I'm enjoying the benefits of ESO Plus for 6 months, including the 10% all the bonuses, all the DLC being free. Even if you're not going to play, if you're going to buy the crowns, who cares? You're getting the benefits for when you do log in, and if you're not logged in, who cares? You still got your crowns. I don't see it.
And it's nice having access to all the DLCs, even if you don't play certain ones. You know, it's kind of like when we go do our Imperial City night, people don't kind of get the realization that, oh, I can't go because I don't have the Imperial City.
Right.
It's like, you know, you didn't think you were going to enjoy it until, you know, you find out that, you know, people are out there doing it for events and fun times. And if you're just subscribed, then this all just kind of comes for $15 a month. So.
Right. And if you're going to buy crowns anyway, just buy them outright. Just do it through a sub. And then cancel your recurring so it doesn't hit you the next month. All right. Let's see. That's about it for the Dark Brotherhood preview. Monday. Remember, guys, keep your patchers open for the PTS so we can get in there and play with Dark Brotherhood. I know I'm going to. So, yeah.
Yeah, Hail Sithis.
Hail Sithis. It's time to talk about our gameplay and what we've done these past 2 weeks. So, I'm going to go first because I don't have as much because I was out and about. Writs. I've been doing writs every day, and I want to give a special shout out and thank you to Obi, Lord Obi. He's in chat too. Thank you so much for all the tier 9 mats. He's farming Craglorn, and he's been sending me all of his tier 9 mats, you know, the refined ones, and these are so helpful for finishing my writs. So thank you. So I want to give a special shout out to Obi for that because I really do appreciate that. He's been keeping my writs going every day. Imperial City. We did Imperial City on Thursday, and I got the Cunning Scamp Seeker achievement. First time I've ever seen a Cunning Scamp. Not a Treasure Scamp, a Cunning one, and managed to kill that. Imperial City was a ton of fun. I was playing with a new build that Glassnier and I were working on, which is a 5 medium, 2 heavy. But what you do is you put 4 Hunding's Rage on the body. Okay, and then I'm Sword and Shield and Great Sword. The reason you do this is because you have 4 pieces Hunding on your body. You make your Great Sword 2 Hunding's Rage. So when you're wielding your Great Sword, you got 5 of 5 Hundings. Okay? The remaining 3 pieces of your body, you make Clever Alchemist. And then you make a Sword and Shield, which is also Clever Alchemist. So when you're in Sword and Shield, you're 5 of 5 of Clever Alchemist. The reason why you do this is because Clever Alchemist has a trait on the 5th trait that when you chug a potion, you get it's like almost 700 weapon power. It's insane.
Oh, wow.
Okay? So on your Sword and Shield bar, that's your defensive bar. You run Heroic Slash to get the minor heroism buff, and Reverberating Bash to make the person take 8% less healing. You get those 2 abilities off, you chug a potion, you switch to Great Sword, and you're sitting at somewhere in the 4K weapon power or higher, and you wreck face in PvP.
That's pretty amazing. That's a great set. That's a great build right there.
Yeah. So all of the credit goes to Glassner for that. We were talking about it, and he's like, dude, you got to try this out. And yeah, I'm running all 8 traits impen, so I have full impen for PvP, and I'm hard to kill. I'm really hard to kill. And he goes, works great with Templar and Dragon Knight. Yeah, because when I use biting jabs, I get the crit buffs anyway. So yeah, I'm not getting tons of crit, but if people running full impen, crit doesn't really help anyway because it reduces so much of the damage. But with so high weapon power, you hit like a Mack truck, and that's what I've been running. I got all that together, and Glacier in chat going, yeah, you get 4 to 4.5k attack power when juiced up. You really do.
Wow.
All my stuff's not even gold yet, and I was hitting like a truck, an absolute truck in PvP, and I wasn't dying that. In PvP, it took a while to kill me because I wasn't able to be crit to death. Heck, I even survived a couple of the Magicka detonation bombs.
Nice.
So it's a really, really powerful set. And of course, 2 nights of drunk fishing. The thing I gotta say is I love the fact that other than Pledge Night, and actually I think even more than Pledge Night, we've been getting so many people coming out fishing. I think we had 14 people this week.
Wow.
We had tons of people who love fishing. Like our drinking and fishing night is more. I think Slate in chat is like, this is insane. We have more people show up for fishing than we do for trials.
Yeah, it's the social idea of it.
And the fact that I'm normally wasted when I do it.
Me too.
And now I'm drinking out of my giant mug. That will be full of some sort of alcoholic beverage during those nights. So, if you missed drinking and fishing with Ag, you really got to come. We were running around butt naked fishing, and it was hilarious because we had a new player just stop in Stone Falls, and it was an Argonian. Sings with Birds. So there you go. Shout out if you listen to the show, Sings with Birds. It was funny because all of a sudden this Argonian, who's like level 7, just doing her quest, whatever, all of a sudden just stops and sees like 14 naked people running down with fishing poles, and all you hear in zone chat was like, what the fuck? I have to beat myself. But it was funny because all of a sudden you just stopped and just saw all these naked people running. The confused look on the face. It was hilarious. So it's awesome. And Glacier chat, it's great because the community is awesome. It is so much fun. We get in Discord chat, we just drink and fish and chat, and it's a ton of fun. And we did that the past 2 weeks, and each week has been hilarious. Like, if you look at a couple people in chat, Arcaneer on Twitter and Robot Dancer on Twitter often post pictures, which it's kind of like one of those things, like if you're on spring break, they're the friend who you hate because they posted all your drunken pictures, and you're like, what the hell, man? What the hell? No, it's funny. I'm not giving them a hard time, but it's really funny to see the picture. Oh, Never Gonna Give You Up. Yeah, that's our new theme song. The Rick Astley versus Nirvana, Never Gonna Give You Up, because I blare that when we're playing.
The whole time, everybody, every once in a while, you just hear somebody go, "Never gonna give, never gonna give,
Never Gonna Give You Up."
Oh man.
Yeah, the Never Gonna Give You Up. Ark and I doing a duet in voice chat. Never Gonna Give You Up. Rick. Oh, Glacier chat. Just, I love it. The new episode should be Rick rolling and drinking with Ag, not fishing.
That'll be a night.
Man, I love this mug. Rick rolling and drinking with. I think I'm going to change the guild message of the day to say that. So yeah, we did that. I wasn't able to make trials this week due to some family issues that we were having, so I wasn't able to log on, which I'm very sad because I felt really bad. But anyone who does trials with us, I know Slayton has been kind enough to take over this, and I know I had to change a bunch of the times because of my new schedule. Trials used to be on Friday nights, but with our new show on the network, Tavern Talk, I'm not able to make those times. Now, I made a selfish choice and changed it. Some people are like, hey, well, we want to run with you. We changed it to Thursday night, but we had a really bad turnout. And now I take blame for that as well because I wasn't there and I should have been. But Slayton sent out a message asking everyone who likes to run trials with us to send him a message in-game giving times that would be good, because we're trying to find a day that will work. If Friday works better, I won't go, or I'll only go every other week when I can. I'm fine with that. But as of right now, Saturday, Sunday night, Monday night are open in my book. After 9, of course. Send him messages of when you can make it. If you want to run trials, send him a message what days work for you, so we can try to get people in. Doing our best. If you've never done a trial but want to learn, we always, VR 12 minimum, but we're happy to teach you. So if you want to run trials, send a message to Slayton in game, SLATON, with the dates and times, Sunday through Saturday, and a time that works for you. Estimate that trials will take about 2 hours. So keep that in mind. Set aside 2 hours. So if you're going to say, oh, I can raid at starting at this time, but you have to leave an hour later, try to gauge it with that, or how long you can run. Trials do generally take about 2 hours. Sometimes less, depending on what the trial is or if we've done it before, but you should set aside at least 2 hours. That's kind of all I've been doing. Avi, you're up.
Okay, well, what have I been doing? I haven't been playing too much this week. I've been playing another game the last few days, and before that I did the open beta for Doom. So this week's been a little off the ESO, but last week I hit VR7 on my new main. So Avi Optimal is now VR7 and in Cold Harbor, somewhere like that, I don't know. I started doing the Aldmeri Dominion questline because I don't get any XP in Cold Harbor. So I'm in Ordon? Canarthi's Roost. One or the other. I can't remember how far I got exactly. But I've been doing that. I've been doing a little bit of PvP, trying to get caltrops and vigor. Just trying to level up everything on this character. And I had a good amount of fun on PvP. I killed a good handful of guys, just joined up with a random group and had a blast. Amanda Gray, shout out to her. She crafted me a full set of some PvP gear, just the same as my PvE, but
with Impen?
Switched it. Yeah, exactly, with Impen. So it's Seducer and Julianos, and it works. It's only VR6, so plus fishing night, as we talked about before. I got a little too drunk that night. But it was a good time. I woke up feeling awful.
Well, you weren't at this fishing night, were you?
No, I wasn't. I work Friday nights.
Oh, right. Oh, crap. Yeah.
Yeah, so I won't be available for them anymore.
No!
Sadly. Yeah. So, drink one for me, guys. I'll be at work. But yeah, or start streaming it because I take my lunch at that time.
I could do that, but I don't know.
Okay, understand.
I think we might get banned on YouTube.
And then in the notes I have pledge night written, but I can't remember what we did. Had a bit of an off pledge night last night because somebody decided to start being a little jerk. So I just want to say to everybody, have fun when you play games. Don't take shit too seriously, especially if you come to a community event, because it's just dumb. You know, it's stupid, and nobody thinks you're cool calling out shots and getting mad in the dungeon because things aren't going your way or going fast enough for you. We're in group chat having fun, so I won't go too long on that, but I just had to throw that out there. And I also wanted to give a shout out to Amanda Gray's son Aiden, because I was having a pretty crummy day, and she told me that he's a fan of me and enjoys me on the show. So I told her I'd give him a shout out because it was really nice. It made my bad day better. And yeah, that's pretty much all it's been for me. I'm just leveling up my alt, feeding my horse every day, trying to get a maxed out horse for once, and get him ready for when veteran ranks remove. Going sky shard hunting like crazy all over the world, and doing little things like that.
I'm really excited to have veteran ranks removed, because then I'll have 2 Templars, a Sorcerer, and a Dragon Knight at max level. So that's really exciting.
I'll have 3 Templars, 2 Dragon Knights, 1 Nightblade. Is that 7? 3, 4, 5, 6, and someone else. There was another guy.
I can't pronounce your name. It looks like 1-on-1. If you send me a message, contact@dungeoncrawlernetwork.com, I'll write up the build I'm using and send it to you, because I don't have it written up anywhere, but I'll write it up for you if you send me a message about it to show you what I'm using, etc. So I play a Templar. You want to ask Glassnear in chat if you play a Dragon Knight, because he uses those skills. I use different skills than he uses, but we use the same skills if it's available to both of us, but I use some Templar skills, he uses some Dragon Knight skills. So ask Glassner if you play a Dragon Knight, and if you want to know my Templar build, just send me an email, contact@dungeoncrawlernetwork.com, and I'll write it up for you. Okay. Anything else?
No, that has been my week.
All right, well, let's hit up our mailbag. We got a couple things right there, so Avi,
we do.
As I fight off this Khajiit.
I'll be taking charge of this one.
All right.
So we have a top ESO podcast, 5 stars in iTunes. Not enough, but okay.
Not enough, but okay is his name, by the way. When I first read that, I'm like, what do we not have enough of?
Oh, I thought it just meant there's not enough stars to give us.
No, that's actually his name. Okay. When I first saw it, I'm sitting there going, not enough, but okay. We got 5 stars. If we're not enough, but okay, why do we get 5? So I love your name, by the way. We'll take them. All
right. Well, it says, I look forward to Tales every week. The main host, Aggelos, is one of a kind.
Yep.
He takes the time to respond to all of his fans and is very knowledgeable. He's kind of knowledgeable.
Yeah.
Let's not push it now. No. His co-host, Avi Optimal and Nate, add a wonderful flair and bring tons of lore and different views of their discussion every week. Definitely worth the listen for any Elder Scrolls fan. Keep up the amazing work. You guys are an inspiration and wonderful part of the community.
Alok, he actually, as this cat's in my way, is in our Discord chat. So thank you so much for the 5-star review, buddy. I really appreciate that. It's very nice.
Yeah, it's very nice of you, and thanks for the kind words.
Mm-hmm.
And we got one email for you from Musclehead007.
Mm-hmm.
Says, hello and greetings, Tales crew. I have an opinion on how housing could be implemented in the Elder Scrolls Online that I would like to share with you. If I were to implement housing into ESO, I would do it one of these 2 ways. The first option would be to implement housing and have the crafting of various things tables, beds, and the coloring of everything implemented into the existing crafting trees. I would have this done by having basic things like nails and hinges scale off the basic blacksmithing perk, and allow the use of iron ingots, where the description reads allow the use of iron ingots, and allow the crafting of nails, and have more complex things needing additional perks that are higher in the respective tree. The second option I would consider is just to put in a homemaker skill line and have everything tied into that, where a person who is either new to the game or has never crafted could still take advantage of player housing. What are y'all thoughts on the idea? Thanks for the good shows, and may your roads lead you to warm sands. Musclehead 007.
Musclehead, thank you so much for the email, by the way. Thank you for being part of the community. I see your name all over the place. You interact with us as well as Elder Scrolls Off the Record, so that's really awesome. I'm going to hit this first, then I'll let Avi give his thoughts.
Sure.
I'm against the homemaker skill line, and the reason why I'm against this is not for the fact of what it is. That was actually a really good idea, but in so many games, crafting means nothing. Okay? By adding... I love your first idea. First idea is what I love because it already adds to the people who already do crafting, right? Who have spent the time in crafting to get it up where it needs to be. And this would provide them more of an income. Because let's face it, right now, crafted gear... There's not a way really to make money in crafting gear. The only thing that really makes money is breaking down materials and selling the upgrade and stuff. Because most people look at you like you're crazy if you charge to make something, because most of the gear that is popular is like 5 traits or lower, so almost anyone has it. I can get away with charging like a small fee for like 8 and 9 trait just because not many people have it, but ESOs set it up so that 8 or 9 trait stuff is not very good, so no one wants it. So making money as a crafter or wanting to be a crafter in this game doesn't really mean much, because if I make crafted gear, almost no one buys it because they can make it themselves. So why am I even important? Or drop sets are better, which I'm fine with drop sets being better because we're still part of it through the upgrade process. But, you know, the very valuable stuff is either super low trait so anyone can make it, or is dropped. So crafting, other than breaking down stuff and hoping you get tempering alloys, is kind of thrown to the wayside. This would be a way for crafters to open up the market more. Oh, I made a bed. Well, you know, most people won't buy a piece of armor because they wanted a specific style, so it's all very ad hoc, right? Like you have to talk to somebody and go, okay, send me your order, and then maybe you can make some money. This would be a way for crafters to go, I made an elegant Breton bed. Throw it up on the market and just forget about it and see if it sells. Because someone can then look at the market boards and go, oh, here's an elegant Breton bed. I'm going to buy that for my house. And even new players who could get involved with housing, this would allow people who don't want to do crafting at all a way of still being involved in housing, because to them, they're like, I don't care. I'll just farm the money. I like doing that. I'll just buy it. It expands the economy. That's my thoughts.
I want an elegant Breton bed.
Well, if they add a crafting line, I can make you one.
Yeah. I like the first idea too. I like the whole idea of the hinges and nails and how it's based off the basic blacksmithing perks. It would bring back the use of iron ingots for higher level characters, which I think is a cool idea to get all the crafting styles back in action, because you kind of stop using the lower blacksmithing equipment once you get higher level, unless you're leveling something for, you know, one of your new alts, or for somebody who's just getting started. So yeah, I think it's a great idea.
Nice. Excellent. Well, that was our mailbag for this week. If you have anyone want a free Khajiit, if you have any questions for the show, please email us, contact@dungeoncrawlernetwork.com. Final thoughts, guys. Avi.
Yeah, this is a really good show. I'm way too excited for the Dark Brotherhood. I think it's going to be amazing. You know, I'm still going through the Thieves Guild quest line, and I already have the Dark Brotherhood to Dark Brotherhood to look forward to. So it just shows how good ZOS is doing with releasing information at a good time. So I'm pumped for the future of Elder Scrolls Online, and yeah.
And
Great
where
show.
can people find you?
Oh, where can you find me? You can find me everywhere online. I'm there. You can find me on Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, DungeonCrawlerNetwork.com, everywhere, and that's at Avi Optimal, AVIOPTIMAL.
There you go. Ark, final thoughts. Where's Nate? Nate is still in the process of moving. So he sent me a message earlier saying that, and obviously with moving, I understand this. So Nate will be back soon. He's estimating it's probably going to be about another 2 weeks till he can be on the show. Anyone who's moved and has dealt with crap like this, you'll understand. It's just hectic right now. So once he's settled in his new place, he will be back. So he didn't go anywhere. He's just dealing with moving crap at the moment. So he will be back. Final thoughts for the show. I cannot wait to see Dark Brotherhood on Monday. This is, as many people have said in chat and all over the internet, that Dark Brotherhood is the one DLC that is probably their most marketable. Like, everyone wants Dark Brotherhood. So it'll be definitely exciting to see that. Chat room, thank you so much, chat room. We had quite a few people in chat today, more than normal. Thank you so much for showing up. It's amazing. You guys were all interactive. We're amazing. Thank you so much. Come back next week. We record this show every Sunday, 10 a.m. Eastern Time on youtube.com/Dungeon Crawler Network. You can follow the show at Tales of Tamriel and the network at Dungeon Crawl Net on Twitter. Our website, dungeoncrawlernetwork.com. Has all of our podcasts, all of our guides, everything that we do is there. We have Facebook group, facebook.com/Dungeon Crawler Network, as well as a PS4 community and a Steam group. Dungeon Crawler Network, search for them, you'll find them. We also have an Xbox guild starting up by our very own Gentleman Sour, as well as our own Arcaneer has an EU guild as well for the Dungeon Crawler Network. So you can send him a message in-game if you are interested in joining these, or on Twitter, whatever, at Arcaneer and at Gentleman Sour, respectively, for Xbox. If you're interested in supporting the Dungeon Crawler Network, you can check out our Patreon at patreon.com/Dungeon Crawler Network. Thank you so much for all of you who have done so in the past. You guys are amazing and keep us going. Thank you. It is greatly appreciated. If you could, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Helps us out. Leave us a 5-star review. All of that helps us out on iTunes. Gets us a little bit more visible. Even if you don't write anything, a 5-star review, the higher those numbers are, the better we are showing up on lists. Thank you so much for listening. We hope you enjoyed, and we will see you next week. Everyone have a great, great night.
A serpent lights the ancient sky, a thread of tainted stars. Evil stirs, and in its wake the souls of mortals sway. And sorrow reigns over fields of red, and spirits pace through the shadows cast by their grace. These are days and nights of venom and blood. Heroes will rise as the anchors fall. Brave the strive, reclaim every soul that belongs to the beauty of dawn. Drums of war will rend and roar till the sun burns bright once more. These are days and nights of venom and blood. Heroes will rise as the anchors fall. Brave the strong, reclaim every soul that belongs to the beauty of dawn.